Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to discuss chapter number 4 from the history, that is about the tribal Dikas and the vision of golden age. So we are going to discuss about the tribal. So these are the pictures of the tribes of India. So all of we know about the tribal. So these are the pictures of Nagaland, Rajasthan, and other places of India. Okay. Then how did tribal groups live? The first important topic. Number one, the tribal have lived by Jhum cultivators. Jhum cultivation is very common here also. Jhum cultivation is also known as shifting cultivation, done on small patches of land, mostly in forest. Cultivators cut the tree top to allow the sunlight reach the ground. They spread the ashes from the firing. It contains potash to fertilize the soil. They scattered the seed instead of plowing. Once the crop is harvested, they move to another field. It is found on hilly areas, and it is found on northeast and central India. So the Jhum cultivation is very common here in Karbi Anglong and Hill. So the people, you might be had seen the people clearing the hilly areas, forest area, hilly top areas somewhat. So and after cutting the jungles, they burn it and they do the cultivation. So that type of cultivation is known as shifting cultivation or Jhum cultivation. So this is the view picture of the Jhum cultivation. Okay. Then next, okay, this is also another picture of the Jhum cultivation. Second, the tribal peoples are living by hunters and gatherers. So many of the tribal peoples are living as hunters and gatherers. Okay, so many tribal groups live by hunting animals, and they gathered forest produce. They saw forest as essential for their survival. They regularly went out on collective and hunt and then divide the meat amongst them. So group in group they are going for hunting, and while they are getting some animals and all that, they divided among themselves. They ate fruits and roots collected from the forest, cooked food with oil extracted from the seeds of sal and mahua. They use many herbs and herbs for medicinal purpose. So tribal peoples know many trees and plants which has been the work as in medicinal medicines. They sold many forest products in the local market. As you have been seen in our local market, many tribal women bring different things from the jungle and sell in the market. Okay, this is the people of a tribal area which has been hunting animal. Okay, this is the picture of the hunting. Second, tribal people are also living as an animal herder. Many tribal groups lived by herding and rearing animals. They were the Prestolis who moved their herds and herds cattle and the sheep according to the season. When the grasses in one place was exhausted, they moved from one place to another place. So, example of cattle herders. Name some of the important herders of India like Pan Gujars of Punjab, Labadis of Andhra Pradesh, Gadis of Kulu, which are the important as sheep herders, Bakrawals of Kashmir who reared goat. Okay, this is the picture of the people who are rearing goat. This is the picture of people who is rearing sheep. Then the next, the tribal people have lived by settle cultivation. Okay, so settle cultivation is a permanent type of agriculture. Many within the tribal groups began settling down and cultivated their field instead of moving from one place to another. So in place of zoom cultivation or shifting cultivation, they have been started the settle cultivation, so they need not to move from one place to another. They began to use plow and gradually got rights over the land. All the members of the clan regarded as descendants of the original settlers, hence they got right on the land. Some people acquired more power than the others and became chief and the others as lower. Powerful men rented land and instead of cultivating. Okay, so powerful men generally they do not cultivate themselves, so they are making cultivated with the help of other people. Okay, this is the picture of the settle cultivation. So this is a very commonly seen in our nearby place, that is settle cultivation. Okay, settle cultivation. Then how did colonial rule affect the tribal lives? What happened to of the tribal peoples during the time of colonial period? So first we are going to see what happened to the tribal chiefs during the time of colonial period. The functions and the powers of the tribal chiefs changed considerably. They were allowed to keep their land titles over cluster of leased and rented lands. They lost much of their administrative power and were forced to follow the laws made by the British official in India. They also had to pay tribute to the British and discipline the tribal group on behalf of the British. They lost the authority they had earlier enjoyed amongst their people and were unable to fulfill their traditional functions. So British policy has affected a lot to the tribal peoples than tribal chiefs. Okay, so it has a big changes in the tribal life from the British. Okay, so many people has been also, because of that reason, many people also protest against that. So next you are going to get about the forest law and their impact on the tribal people. The life of the tribal groups were directly connected to the forest because the tribal people are fully dependent on the forest. Changes in the forest law has a considerable effect on the tribal lives. British extended their control over all forests and declared it as their territory. You see, the area of the tribal people were controlled by the British and they said that that is their property. Some forests came into the category of reserve forest. Okay, you know reserve forest? Nowadays reserve forest is under government. So during the time the forest has been considered as reserve by the British people. In this type of forest, that is reserve forest, the people were not allowed to move freely. The zoom cultivation was banned in many parts of the country. Okay, this is the forest area. The people, these are the timber, log, cutting the forest. Okay, many tribal groups reacted against the colonial forest laws. They disobeyed the new rules, continued with the practice they had declared illegal, and at times rose in open rebellion against the British. Such was the revolt of Sangram Sangma in the northeast of India, and in the year 1916, Assam by the Sangram Sangma, and the forest satyagraha of the 1930s in the central province of India. Okay, so these are some of the news paper cutting showing about the protest of the tribal people. So here is the Birsa Munda, one of the popular leader among the tribal, and he belongs to the Munda dynasty, who has been treated as or like a god by the people of Mundas, Santals, etc. So Birsa Munda was born in the mid of 1870s. He went to the local missionary schools. He was deeply influenced by many ideas of missionaries. His movement was aimed at reforming tribal societies. He argued Mondas to give up drinking liquor. So he said that the Mondas have to be not drink the liquor. Liquor, I think you know, liquor, the local wine. So and he said that to clean their place and stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. So the blind faith should be stopped like that. He has been advising to their people. As the movement spread, he got arrested by the British in the 1895 and jailed him for 2 years. And later on, as Munda died in the year 1900, but the movement has been continued for the end, and the people struggle against the British, and lastly they free from the British. So I try to make you understand with a short summary with the help of these slides. Hope all of you understand. And mainly you have to go through your books to understand it more. And with this, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you.